Hey guys, it's Carl here again, and welcome to another video of how to become a DJ. So, I think that I have the same problems as you. I think I've been there, and I'm ready to teach you everything that I know. I've been there. I've been in my car, and I've had a little laptop, and I was sitting there in my car. I didn't have a place to live, and I was trying to figure out how to record songs and how to make all this possible, in addition to promoting all of it. So I had to create the product first, and then I had to essentially promote that product. And I didn't know how to do all that, and so I was a little frustrated because I didn't have a lot of money, and I would be in my car. You know, we're playing daylight where people could see me. I'd be parking in front of a McDonald's, and I'd be sitting there, and it's hotter than ever out in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I was making these songs, and I was like, man, one day I'm gonna make it. Like, I'm gonna make it. I'm tired of this. Like, there's got to be a way. I'm that good. You know, I believe that I was that good. And so, you know, I was constantly working, and I was trying to figure out, what do I have to do, you know, to handle this problem of me sitting in my car. Why am I not in a studio? Why am I not inside some of these bigger recording studios? And why am I, most importantly, not getting to more and more fans? What's wrong with this? Where am I even going? You know, people are telling me to go to school, and they're telling me to get a job, and I don't want to do any of that. I just want to focus on music. You know, why can't I just make music? You know, my struggle's been pretty intense. You know, it took me all the way to the other ends of the world, just figuring out life, like figuring out money, figuring out work, and figuring out learning, and figuring out people. You know, I've struggled for so long figuring out all this stuff, and for a while I locked myself up and trying to figure out, do I need to hire people? Do I need to work for myself? Do I need to start a business? Do I need to work for somebody else? And it's been a pain trying to figure out all that nonsense. I've been in the Marine Corps, and you know, I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years, and thankfully I learned a lot in there, as far as not really anything about business, but I learned about other people in general, and in the Marine Corps. But I was deployed several times, and I had to figure out like how to do my music and stuff while I was still in there, and it was hard. You know, they didn't give me a chance to breathe. They were always down my neck, telling me to do this, telling me to do that, and I barely had any time for my music. But eventually, when I got out, you know, about a couple years before I was planning on getting out, I knew what I had to do. So I saved up as much money as I could, and then I got out, and then I moved to Salt Lake, and then I made sure that I had a vehicle, you know, a reliable vehicle and whatnot, and I basically lived on my own, and it felt like I started all over again. But luckily, I've been reading. I always read a lot of books. You know, I read so many books trying to figure out what I got to do to survive. You know, how am I going to make this music? How am I seriously going to make a living off this music? That's when it just hit me. And I was tired of it. Like, I was tired of making pennies. I didn't want to go to work for anybody else. And I was blessed to have the college education a couple of years under my belt already. I'm a business marketing major student, so I didn't know exactly what was going to be a hold of me. I knew that I didn't want to work for anybody. Ultimately, I never want to work for anybody. I just want to produce music and have people listen to my music as a living. Wake up in the morning, travel, learn some stuff, and then make more music. That's like the basis of my life. That's all I want to do, right? And so, for my whole life, I've been trying to figure this thing out. You know, the things that got in my way were school, work, family, and friends, hanging out with the wrong people, and ultimately money. I couldn't figure any of this stuff out. So what did I do? I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to figure out all of this stuff. And once I figured it all out, it's like, only thing to do is just go through the motions after that. And that's my struggle, is trying to figure out this stuff. You know, I've lost a lot of people in my life, and then I'm ready to meet a whole bunch of new people. And it seems like all this time it has come down to some pretty basic things, you know, like working on myself and focusing on helping other people become successful so that, you know, we can become successful together. You know, like focusing my attention on money-making activities. You know, it came down to a lot of those very specific things. And so my struggle has always, you know, it didn't seem like I was really struggling at the time, but then I look back at it, I'm like, wow, I was really struggling to make ends meet, you know? And I'm still trying to make ends meet. But you know what? I have some things that make me different than a lot of other people, and it shows. So I'm ready to share a lot of that with you. So I've had the same struggles as you did. I had the same struggles. And I'm going to show you a lot of things that are going to make your life easier. It may not seem like it, but it will. I'm going to answer a lot of your questions through the series of these videos. My struggles have made me who I am, and being alone throughout all of these years, you know, working hard inside my laboratory, working hard at my desk, working hard with school when I don't even want to go to school. You know, like I'm doing all these things just so that I can have this time and money so that I can make more music. So I hope I can connect with you there, that my struggle is going to make me a better person. And I'm no different than you. I'm your average guy, but that is my struggle.